This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by Harry's Razors.
It's very exciting. I love Harry's Razors.
You did a little
We were just
dance.
talking off air about how much we enjoyed Harry's Razors.
And we'll also be talking on air later about how much we love
Harry's
Razors.
Razors.
And his razors.
Yeah.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and...
TV shows?
Yeah, we do, Mason.
That's true.
My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick Mason.
TV shows?
TV shows, that's right.
Huh,
Very good.
yeah.
You do listen back to the show
No.
religiously.
No.
You're our number one listener.
Sometimes people will, like, they'll tweet at me or whatever, and they'll be like, hey, what was that comic book you mentioned in the show or whatever? And I'll listen back to that episode, and my greatest fear is I'll be walking down the street, and I'll get hit by a bus or something like that. And when they look over my corpse, they'll be like, is he listening to his own podcast?
Yeah, embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a fear of that because sometimes I listen to it just to check like sound quality, and I look for clips that are like that I might turn into something down the line, like animations or whatever. And that's a fear of mine, like someone's going to see me, like anyone would ever see me anyway, or know who I am.
Also, in my scenario, a guy turned over my phone, like my cracked phone screen spattered in blood, and went, oh, the Weekly Planet, that's his fault. Like, he's not going to know,
No,
is
of course
he?
not.
But what if he did?
But what if he did?
Or she.
Or she.
First responders can be women also.
Yes, and often. Bad news up top. A couple of major deaths in Hollywood.
Oh.
John Singleton dead at 51.
Director of Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, that's crazy. Really
Yeah.
young. He also did Fast 2, which, look, it's not great, but it did kick off the Fast and Furious franchise
The
into
Fast
a-
and the
into-
Universe.
For the universe, exactly. And there's characters in that have been resonating through the years. Tyrese Gibson. He also did Shaft.
Ludacris? Is Ludacris
Sure,
in too?
I don't know. But he also did Shaft, the
remake.
first Sam Jackson one.
Yeah, right,
Which I think is kind of fun. Or I remember seeing it as kind of, fun and, horrible bits in it where Christian Bale, like, beats a man to death. It's not important. Anyway, he's a huge influence because he was the youngest director ever to be nominated at 24 in, like, 1991. And I think he still holds that record as far as I'm aware. So that's pretty incredible. Yeah. And he also introduced the world to Cuba Gooding Jr. in Boys in the Hood.
That's true.
Yeah, so there you bloody go. Yeah, so, I mean, massive loss. Huge talent. 51. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, so that's a massive shame. And on the back of that, we also
Who else died? God.
Peter Mayhew, 74. Again, I still feel like that's also very young. I didn't know he was sick.
Day after Star Wars Day? Star Wars Day.
Yeah,
Before Star Wars Day.
around that
Happy
time.
Star Wars Day, everybody.
Yeah, everyone. Happy bloody
Yeah,
Star Wars. Apparently, he was at home with friends and family when this happened. And aside from obviously being Chewbacca, he's done a bunch of charity work with the 501st, Make-A-Wish, and things like that over the years. So, yeah, two really big talents. And
Very big in his case.
well, that's right. 7
Tall.
foot 100 or whatever he was. Yeah.
And by all accounts, very nice man.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, not a great way to start the show, but it's also important.
But unfortunately, we're legally required to start the show with deaths.
That's right.
So there was
Yeah.
no way around this.
No,
there
there
was
really
no way to
isn't.
not talk about the dying people.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyway, I guess we'll go on with the show, but
Okay, then.
they will certainly not be forgotten anytime soon. Yeah. Endgame, Mason.
Yes, I've
Another
heard of it.
movie to not be forgotten. Shouldn't have tied it in that way because they're not the same things, are they?
Not at all.
But it is breaking every record imaginable. Apparently, by the time this goes out, it would have crossed 2 billion. It'll probably catch Avatar because then it only needs a measly $700 million to get there.
Well, I mean, it's close to $2 billion and it's only been out, what?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, there's also the chance that, you've got Detective Pikachu coming up, you've got Godzilla, you've got other things. So it'll slow. It'll definitely slow.
Yeah, for sure, right.
But I feel like that's not insurmountable by any stretch.
And did Avatar get 2 cinema releases? Is that true?
I don't know if that counts if they do that, or if the re-release counts. Because I know for like Star Wars, when they re-released it in the 90s, it didn't count towards the original tally.
Okay.
So they maybe, from my memory, I don't know that.
Okay, then.
Yeah, but maybe, or maybe not.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Do you think it's going to beat Avatar at this point? Or do you care? Two things.
I don't care.
You love juggernaut franchises. You love billion-dollar industries.
That's you know I do. I love the big companies swallowing up the small companies, and then all of a sudden we've got 2 big companies, and then we've got one big company.
We got one big company.
And it's just called Disney Entertainment Machine.
They can call it whatever they want. They could call it Blurk Fart. And it doesn't matter because they own everything.
That's true,
Do you
yeah.
think they're going to change it to that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if the
You'd subscribe to Blurkfart Plus?
I mean, if that's literally my only entertainment option, and it soon will be, and all it takes is a CEO who's arrogant enough to be like, what are they gonna do? Not subscribe to Blurkfart Plus?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Anyway, my point, I think, is I don't care.
Yeah.
I've seen it and I enjoyed it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it beats somebody's record. What
Yeah.
difference does it make?
Well, that's the same with anything, I guess. As long as you enjoy a thing. I mean, of course, I
want my team to win, obviously.
obviously you want your team to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Blurkfart.
yeah,
Team
and that's not
Blurkfart.
to take away from the talented people involved in both franchises, obviously, because you know what, it's been Avengers. It would deserve to get this record for the 11 years of build up, and then they made a good one at the end. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, why not?
Well, I guess that's true because Avatar was the result of just. Well, I guess he had some great movies before. James Cameron had some great movies before that.
And after,
Yeah.
No, wait, he hasn't made one since.
Oh yeah, I'm indifferent. But his Avatar was just one concept turned into a movie.
Yeah.
And it made billions of dollars. But this has been nearly 24 movies. Building up to this. So
People also said it's kind of a shame because Avatar it's unusual that it made that much money, but it's also unusual because it's not based on anything.
yeah, it's not an adaptation of anything.
So it's kind of like, well, is it this corporate, this blood, it's already been a brand or whatever. But Marvel was nothing before these came out. Like these characters, I should say in particular.
That's true, yeah.
I was reading an article the other day that's when they cast Thor, and they're like, this is embarrassing. They were talking about Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth. Because they're like, well, I hope the article said something like, well, I hope they used the money they saved on the cast to put it into the special effects.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Meow.
Meow.
Mason.
And where are these people now?
That's right. Because there were rumors of...
They're writing
Josh
sucking up articles to Blurkfart Plus.
Of course they are. Josh Hartnett, and there was someone, I can't remember the other name, that they were talking about at the time. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, records. Movies and records.
Movies and records.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, there was one thing. Also, I was on a podcast this week, Lights, Camera, Barstool, which people can check out below, where we talked about many things, including Endgame and the Sonic trailer, which we'll definitely get to.
Okay.
I'll link that below. It's a great show if people want to check it out. But aside from that, Avatar had a few advantages. For one, it opened at the end of December, and it had a clear run for a while.
No competition.
And also, it was like the 3D experience. You had to pay for that. Like, there's an extra cost
For
of
sure,
the ticket.
yeah.
So maybe with inflation, even then, it might not match those particular numbers. But
Yeah, unless you remember to bring your 3D glasses.
Who remembers
Nobody
that?
does. Nobody's ever done it.
I kept a set in my car, I remember, and I'd put them on before I'd go in. And I'm like, no, I can't wear these. I've scratched them, and they're dirty somehow.
What I would generally do is I'd see a 3D movie, and then I'd go out to my car and I'd be like, well, I'll pop these in the glove box for later, and I'd open the glove box and there'd be 3 more pairs of 3D glasses from the previous. But also, you'd go in there and it's a different format. Maybe,
Exactly.
And
you put them back in the plastic, you think it's fine. It's not fine.
not
They're
fine.
ruined forever.
Exactly,
I'm
yeah.
so glad that's gone away.
it's a different model.
Yeah.
It was last time aviators were cool.
That's right.
Now Wayfarers are cool. People are booing you in the cinema.
You want the BB-8 ones as well. The lenses around
Yeah.
like the big old tum of BB-8.
Exactly.
That's what you want.
That's what you want.
Can you imagine bringing that into a different movie? You'd be mocked mercilessly. People would be like, that's not even the cool new droid.
Exactly.
There's an evil BB-8 in the new Star Wars now. That's what people would yell at you.
Wait, is there?
In The Last Jedi is a black one, remember?
Ah, so vaguely, yeah. Okay, yeah.
They did it so they could sell a toy. But now BB-8 has a new friend, like a bird on a wheel.
Oh,
or
it's
something.
it's an even littler droid.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
No reaction from the crowd when they brought it out, which was interesting.
Well, because,
You pushed it too far, people said.
They had to beat BB-8 was the magnets. We've talked about this, I feel. Yeah.
But I don't
It's
think
just
they
a
did.
little guy.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine when it comes out and whatever. Anyway, this probably won't be fine when it comes out. The Sonic trailer.
Look,
Yeah.
I feel like we don't jump to conclusions on this podcast, and we don't be like, okay,
I feel like we do.
Like it's it's like, okay, well, anything can be good, and we want to come into anything with an open mind, but this is the worst thing I've ever seen, I think. It's really, first of all, it's mystifying.
Which part?
Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah, that is insane, right?
I think I'm told that there's some sort of Sonic meme that uses Gangsta's Paradise, or like a YouTube video.
A popular meme?
Maybe?
I mean, I know memes, and I don't know this meme.
I don't know this meme either,
Yeah.
but it's apparently some video and it's them...
Am I out of touch with memes?
You might be.
How did that happen?
You blinked. That's all it
Did
takes
I?
now. Yeah, you blinked.
Shit.
You thought you didn't blink, but you blinked, and that's all it takes. Now you're out of sync with meme culture. But I believe there's a video. There's like it's some sort of video where they all dance to Gangsta's Paradise or whatever. But if you don't know that, like most people don't know that, it's mystifying.
Yeah, it
because
is.
it's like I read more than one article on this week, and people are like, is it because Sonic's from the 90s?
That's what I thought. Is that not it?
And Coolio's from
Oh,
the
it's
90s?
the meme, obviously. I'd already forgotten.
Yeah.
I'm out of sync again.
Yeah, well, maybe it's the meme. I don't know, but that's because I'm waiting for the
Put in the Sonic music.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to. I was waiting for Sonic to do something gangstery.
Yeah.
Like
You want him in a
I
bandana.
want him in a bandana. I want him to turn his hat backwards or something like that. But nothing happened like that. So
No.
it was just, and it wasn't even it. It's not even that, but it didn't even build to anything in the trailer.
No.
It didn't get to the chorus, and then all of a sudden he's like, going really fast. He's just having a conversation with somebody, and then it's like Gangsta's Paradise is going.
Another element that's baffling to me, and you
Yes.
may find it equally so.
Yeah, I bet I do,
Why
whatever
they
it is.
bring it into the real world?
Because that's what they always
Nobody
do.
wants this ever
No, I
for
know.
anything.
No, I'm
ever
aware.
since Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, yeah.
Smurfs did it.
Yeah.
Like recent Smurfs. They were doing a rap, weren't they?
Super Mario Brothers did it.
Super Mario Brothers did
Didn't
it.
work.
I mean, that movie's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
But it bombed
Well, maybe that's
horribly.
maybe that's what this is. Is this the people who watched that in the 90s are now in the position where they're making their own movies?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, wasn't it funny when we're going to do like the way Super Mario Brothers did it, but we're going to make it right.
Well, I guess Mario Brothers went into the... It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Going into other worlds. Sonic isn't even about going into portals. Or is he? I'm not up to date, but the ones that I played 25 years ago,
Uh-huh.
he
Well, I
wasn't...
mean, they shouldn't have to go, okay, well, this is actually based on Sonic Sega CD. This is based on Sonic Adventures. It should just be like, Sonic, he's a hedgehog, he goes fast. You don't need to build portals in.
They got the right design in Wreck-It Ralph. He's in it for like a split second.
Did you see
And it looks like him.
Somebody on Reddit calculated how many babies Sonic killed when going through this portal. Because it was like this opening of this portal, this energy burst, shut down all the electricity along the eastern seaboard or whatever. So somebody was like, okay, well, if you include all this, here's the geographic area,
Yep.
and here's all the hospitals, and here's all the neonatal units with...
And this is also just babies.
Yeah.
It's not including everybody.
Old
It's not
people.
pacemakers, people on life support.
People where the light goes out in their apartment, they fall down the stairs.
Exactly.
It was like 900 babies. Anyway, he's already a mass murderer.
Oh my
That's
God.
you think that wouldn't, like, that's a nothing thing, but that is gonna hurt the box office, I fear. Like a meme that suggests that he is a mass baby murderer before the movie comes out is gonna hurt
Yeah.
it, I think.
It'll be that Man of Steel collateral damage kind of
Yeah,
situation.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's dragged into the world by accident by Dr. Robotnik or whatever.
Well, that's gonna be the reveal, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
Dr. Robotnik's here to stop to investigate this, but I suspect he's the one behind it all along.
Yeah. We get two versions in this. We get Jim Carrey
Yep.
just being like, "Ah-ta-ta-ta, don't talk.
Look, some people have said, okay, this is great. This is
Who said that? Who said that?
people on the internet, meme people. You wouldn't know any of them because you're not cool anymore. But anyway, meme people have been saying that, okay, well, this is him in full Jim Carrey mode. But I say it's just him in full Dr. Evil mode. Like it's just
Yes.
it's just the
Yep.
shush scene
It
from
absolutely is.
Austin Powers 2 whenever
It
it
was
was.
funny in 99,
Yeah.
literally 20 years ago when that
Yeah,
movie came
uh-huh.
out.
But this is just it's the same bit.
Yeah.
Neil McDonough gets a lot of roles, doesn't he? Is that
I like him.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
As kind of straight-laced military man.
Do you think at the end Dr. Robotnik is going to go into Sonic's world because at the end he's wearing his Robotnik mustache?
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Or it's, it might be kind of that Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote situation where he just gets sort of unraveled by the fact that
Okay.
he can never defeat Sonic.
That's
kind of thing,
understandable.
and he just loses his
That
mind
would,
a bit.
that would break him, man.
Yeah.
It should just be that, though. What you just said then,
Yeah.
the Wile E. Coyote thing, it
Yeah.
should be that, but it's in Sonic's world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, okay, I just saw Detective Pikachu. We'll talk about it next
Uh-huh.
week. Like, that seems like, without getting into it, you'd look at that and go, oh, you just do Sonic, but that.
Yeah, you just do the regular design, you add a bit of texture so
Yeah.
it looks like it exists in the
But I
real
mean,
world,
even
and
like
that's
the
it.
building of the world, because the
Yeah,
world
right.
in that, And I'll talk about what I really think of it next
Oh.
week. But the world in that it's a blend of kind of the real world and the Pokemon universe.
Yeah, right.
And you could even do that. Don't do the real world. It's weird.
Yeah.
He
But
looks-
anyway, that's the only weird. That's all the weird thing we've noticed in this trailer. On to the next bit. Just kidding. The design's the worst.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
I mean, we knew this going in.
Yeah.
Because of all the leaked images.
but we've never seen it in motion
No.
to this point.
Yeah. The legs, the eyes,
The teeth?
the teeth, the real fur.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Do you know about the redesign, right?
It's already being redesigned.
Well, there's been massive backlash, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, I don't care about Sonic. I should just
No,
point
neither
that
do I,
out,
yeah.
at
Yeah.
all.
First of all, I was a Mario Brothers kid, and second of
Whoa.
all, doesn't matter.
Two good points.
I think a lot of people seem to be on the meme people seem to be saying on the internet. Well, this is just you. I mean, you're just mad because they've messed with your favorite design. I don't
No,
care about the
give a
design.
shit.
The current design looks
it's
terrible.
it's more the general kind of, you are so off with this. Like, it's baffling that none of
Yeah.
these things are correct.
that they went. He must have long human legs. Must he?
He must.
I mean, real hedgehogs don't have long human legs,
Or
and
bl-
cartoon
or be
Sonic
blue.
and cartoon Sonic doesn't have big long human legs. So let's give this version
Yeah.
big long human legs,
Yeah. Muscular legs.
muscular legs.
Yeah, but so the director came out, Jeff Fowler, who I kind of feel bad for because it's his first it's his first directing gig.
Uh-huh.
If this doesn't do well, which
It won't.
I don't, what becomes of a person who makes a movie like this, or is, the face of it.
Uh-huh.
But he said, "Thank you for your support and the criticism. The message is loud and clear. You aren't happy with the design and want changes. It's going to happen. Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to making this character the best he can be. Hashtag Sonic movie. Hashtag gotta fix it fast. But that also makes me think, there's people who work on this who now have to go back and redesign this.
We talked last week about the crunch, the video game designers have to go
Exactly.
through where it comes to a couple of months before the release date and they haven't finished anything, so everybody has to work 100-hour weeks.
They better be bringing in extra people and paying plenty of overtime. I mean, hopefully they are, and that's
Yeah.
not going to be an issue.
That being said, it could also be very well that they went, let's have some designs for Sonic the Hedgehog, like 3D models.
Yeah.
And they went, how about 1, 2, and 3? And 1 is just the regular Sonic. And they went, not good enough, not weird enough,
Yeah.
not human teeth enough. So, I mean, potentially they could just swap it out.
Yeah.
Because they're not hand drawing the cells or anything. They
No.
just take it out. All they'd have to do is probably, because he'd have to be shorter.
Yeah.
I imagine they would just change the eyeline of some of the characters.
Do you think it's entirely possible that they already knew of the backlash about the look and they'd already planning to change it? And then they went, well, we've got the trailer, we've got to start the marketing, we'll release it, and then we'll look like heroes when we change it. Is that too cynical of me to think that is a move that they have pulled?
I don't think it's it would be. It's
Because everyone's talking about it, Mason.
yeah, everyone's talking about.
But everyone was talking about snakes on a plane, and
That's
nobody
true.
saw that movie.
I don't think. Look, I think it's a trick that somebody might try at some point, but I also think it's a trick that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't think changing him to look better
Yeah,
fixes this.
Yeah.
Fixes the problems that seem to be evident in this movie. But like you said, anything can be good.
it could be good.
And this could be good. Ben
Yeah.
Schwartz is the voice of Sonic. I like
That's
it. And
true.
I like James Marsden. And to be fair,
Yeah.
the joke with Sonic in the bag, I didn't mind that joke. But it just came at the end of like everything else.
Yeah,
So
Gangster's
it's like,
Paradise.
whoa.
That's the
yeah.
joke at the end of the Gangster's Paradise bit, and I'm like, is this going to be gangster?
Do an orchestral score of the Sonic theme.
Yeah, right.
That's what you do.
And have it go bring.
Yeah.
Get the triangle player to be like bring.
Yeah, good. Bring.
James Marsden also did a movie called Hop, I
Yes,
think,
he
which was
did.
pretty
Russell
much.
Brand was the Easter Bunny's
Okay,
son.
terrific. Jeff Fowler is 40, so he's right in. I feel he's right in the age group of people who played Sonic
Yeah,
back in the day, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna make this.
the best.
I'm gonna make this. This is my. We're gonna do it like Super Mario Brothers. This is gonna be funny.
I mean,
we gotta like
because I know
this.
they're making a Super Mario Brothers movie at the moment. Like, it's gonna be the opposite of this, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the Mario universe, and he's gonna look like Mario,
Yeah.
and they're gonna
He's
give
gonna
him
be
the
doing.
voice.
He's gonna be doing back alley surgeries like Dr. Mario. He's not
That's
licensed
all
for
I
that.
want. No, of course he's not.
He's just
Does he know what's in those pills? I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Should we do the next thing? I guess.
Do I have anything else awful to say about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Well, you said you had many a thought. He's too fast.
Well, that's the thing. He's inexplicably fast and not fast because he gets shot with a tranquilizer
Yeah.
dart in the leg
Yeah.
at the start of the movie, and then all of a sudden he's running around thousands of missiles. I mean, maybe he unlocks his super speed
Yeah.
towards the end of the movie. That could work.
But in the in the games, you can see him.
Yeah, right? Yes.
Like, he's not Quicksilver or
yeah,
the
right.
Flash.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe if he builds up to that, but it seems like earlier
Yeah.
on in the trailer, he's just, maybe he
Yeah.
loses his power, then he gets it back.
Also, this is the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which I understand, like, in this context more than any other context, I get it because it's a kid's movie. And so parents need to be able to watch it and go, okay, well, is this too scary for my kids or whatever?
Yeah.
So I need to see where it goes.
If you had a kid,
Yes.
would you take them to this?
How old's the kid?
Like a kid that would see it, like 8, let's say.
I guess.
Would you really? You would go. you would go and go, we should see the Sonic movie to this kid.
What else am I going to do? What are we going to go to the park?
Go feed some ducks.
Oh, yeah. You've changed my mind, James. I'm going to go see some ducks.
Okay, good. Feed some ducks.
No, we're going to see some ducks. You're not supposed to feed the ducks anymore.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, you can't feed them.
It's bloody political correctness gone mad.
Bread's
I can't feed a duck, I can't kill a duck accidentally.
Bread's bad for
Which
them.
I may have talked about on previous shows.
Oh, yeah. No, people have mentioned it.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do we got next? And I wouldn't take my kid, is what I'm saying.
Okay, right.
Like, even if I was a massive fan, and I like Sonic, just fine.
What if your kid really loves hedgehogs?
He doesn't. And also, even if... Oh, no, he
wouldn't-
loves animals. But
He wouldn't recognize this as a hedgehog.
Of course he wouldn't.
No, of course not.
No.
Yeah.
Mason, Tarantino's Star Trek may still happen.
Oh, yes.
He said they're going to pick up talking about it after... I wrote the acronym for his new movie, OUATIH. Or Once Upon a Time
What a
in Hollywood.
Night.
Yes.
Oh.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What do you think about that?
Sounds good.
Does it?
Yeah. I'll watch it.
Yeah, because I thought that was off, and now it's back on. Do you still want to, if you remember, do you still want the Chris Pine, Chris Pratt team up that we've talked about, and one of us at least have wanted? Me? And then they walked away from negotiations for monetary reasons.
Oh, that's right.
And I said
yeah.
they should just do it anyway because it'll probably make a lot of money if they have those two together.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right,
With
cool.
Tarantino? Because he'll be like, I'm using my own style.
Yeah, he'd want to resurrect some careers, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Who-
Travolta.
Yeah,
He's dead-
Travolta's back.
He's dead again, so you got to bring him
You
back.
got to bring him back. Yeah, he's just doing every time I turn on Netflix, there's a new Travolta movie.
Yeah.
He's
in a different wig.
He's in a different wig.
He's a firefighter.
He's a firefighter.
He's a gun for hire.
He's a mobster or something.
Yeah.
He's,
Oh, Gotti, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which is apparently the worst movie ever made or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that sounds really good. I don't have anything else to say about Star Trek other than, more Star Trek, please. Let's get it happening.
And again, I think it could be the same, similar to a franchise like Marvel, where it's like, okay, well, we've got straight ahead superhero movies. Why not do an espionage movie, or why not do a rom-com or what have you? With Star Trek, the universe is so big. Make a totally comedic one. Make a thriller.
Yeah.
Make an alien style one. You can do anything you want.
Exactly. But will they?
No.
It's also Paramount, I believe, who also did the Sonic movie.
Huh.
Let me just check that. But I believe that is.
Uh-huh.
Because imagine if I made a mistake on that. Can you imagine how embarrassing that would be
That
for
would
me?
be embarrassing for you and for me.
What would I even do with myself?
Go feed yourself to some ducks, probably.
I would never. Though I do deserve it. Yeah, it is Paramount.
Okay.
Next bit of news, Mason.
Yes.
Ron Howard says they are seriously talking about a Willow TV series for the Blurkfart Plus network.
Oh, yeah.
whatever we said
Okay,
it was.
right. Uh-huh.
What do you think of that?
I've never seen Willow.
I have seen it, but I barely remember it. I remember
Okay.
Val Kilmer's in it. I remember Warwick Davis is in it.
Yes.
I remember there's a big worm in a moat or something.
Worm in a boat. Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
there's a baby. So no nostalgia attached to this.
Not
like-
at all.
Like me.
Not
Yeah,
even a little
exactly.
bit, no.
It didn't do particularly well at the time, but since then it's kind of Dark Crystal kind of.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay. What's a
Labyrinth,
cult-
haven't seen it.
Yeah. What's a cult 80s thing that now everybody bloody loves, mate? Everybody. Those are the three, aren't they?
Yep.
There's not another one.
No, it's...
Yeah, so apparently, well, he's already done work with Disney.
Mm.
He did Solo. He stepped in. Maybe that was a condition of him coming back. Said, I want to bring back Willow.
And they're like from Buffy, and he's like, no,
No, idiot.
a movie that no one saw. He's really getting heated, Ron Howard.
Absolutely,
You wouldn't
he
think
is.
you would, but here it comes.
Val Kilmer, do you remember he was in it? Do you know that for a
Yes,
fact? Yeah,
yes.
so there you go. Him and John Kasdan apparently working on the project. John Kasdan, of course, wrote the Solo script, or part of. Who knows how many people wrote or didn't write that movie. Yeah, so there you bloody go. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw a version of that.
If you got the chance
Yeah.
to put your name to the Solo script, like because nobody knows
Do you get paid?
who really wrote
Do you
it.
get paid?
No, you get no money.
Oh, no.
But you can
No.
you can put it on your resume.
No.
All right.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but did I actually do any work on it, though?
No,
That feels dishonest. But that's just a resume, isn't it?
that's exactly right. You exaggerate a little bit, you know?
It's just a lie.
You know, I'm good at cash handling and I'm good at bloody paperwork and I wrote Solo, a Star Wars story.
The last Star Wars story because
Yeah.
it killed those spin-offs. But speaking of John Kasdan, apparently he'd written a draft for Indy 5
Oh.
that George Lucas,
Spielberg
is going to direct after he does West Side Story, a movie that should be perfectly fine and serviceable when
What
it comes
else
to.
has Kasdan done, writing-wise?
I can look that up
Because,
for you. Sure.
like,
I mean, it's obviously he's the son of Lawrence Kasdan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea that there's another Indiana Jones movie coming out. And I think...
Do you?
Yeah, and I think that Solo was fine as a movie.
Yeah, man.
But if I want, and we've already had a misfire in the Indiana Jones universe. If I want this one to really make some magic, I don't know if I want the guy who wrote Solo, a Star Wars story.
But also, I don't even know how much of that film is his.
Maybe he just put it on his resume.
Exactly. Maybe he just did. So he did he worked on. He was in Wyatt Earp. He was the bar boy. from
Okay,
1994.
bar boy, Wyatt
Bar
Earp,
boy.
okay.
Yeah, that's an acting role. He was an actor in Dreamcatcher.
Yeah, all right. These are all acting roles, aren't they? These are all acting roles.
He directed In the Land of Women. Don't know that. In the first time, don't know that. He wrote. He was an actor in Darling Company, but he also. There's not a lot of writing credits in here, but he has done like Dawson's Creek, Californication, Freaks and Geeks, stuff like
all right.
that. So
Okay, I like Freaks and Geeks.
yeah, so there you go.
All right.
But he's out apparently, his version, and there's a new writer in Dan Fogelman who's going to be working on the script, and they're not sure whether this story that Jonathan Kasdan was working on
Yes.
will continue on. I'm just checking what Dan Fogelman. He has written Cars, Fred Claus, Bolt, Tangled, Cars 2, Crazy Stupid Love. That's a good one. Some of those not good. That one's good and Tangled's
Yeah,
good.
right,
The Guilt Trip, Last Vegas. Is that the one where old guys go to Vegas and
Yeah,
they're
it
like,
is, yeah.
we've still got it, but
Yeah.
one of us has a terminal illness probably.
Yeah, that's the one.
Me, Earl and the Dying Girl, Danny Collins, Life Itself, and now Indiana Jones,
Indiana Jones
5.
5, all right. Okay.
And TV and such. But okay, this is apparently Kasdan's draft revolves around a Nazi gold train legend, which says that the Nazis once buried an entire train filled with gold and stolen priceless artifacts sometime after the war. It is currently unknown whether this will go on and so forth to be the new thing,
okay.
but it could very well. I like that. Bring back the Nazis. They're back in real life. Why not just have art imitate
If
life?
somebody could take that out of context,
I just
make
want
that a meme.
But I also remember Spielberg saying he didn't want to do Nazi stuff again because it wasn't fun for
All right,
him
let's
anymore.
take that out of context. Spielberg said he didn't want to do Nazi stuff anymore.
What I mean, after he did Schindler's List, he's like, it's all well and good to have a guy like shoot and punch a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah, right,
But after making Schindler's List, it's like, no, these are like the worst people that ever existed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which I
So
can
it's fun to
understand.
watch him getting beaten up. And
Well,
shot.
exactly. Yeah, that's right. But I think it'd probably make for a more interesting villain than the Russians, which the last one was. They were basically the Nazis.
Yeah, that's true.
It
They
wasn't
were,
really
yeah.
that much difference.
Can any of us really tell the difference between a German accent and a Russian accent?
No.
None of us can. So.
Sean Connery does both flawlessly.
That's right.
Yeah, I do. I think I've mentioned that before, that I'd like to see him like finding. We've talked about this, like hunting former Nazis.
Yeah, right,
Like have that be his job after the war's
Yeah.
ended, because they still exist. There's guys that are probably still alive.
That's
you
probably
know?
true, yeah.
You know, approaching 100, but it's very possible. And also, I want them to bring back Short Round.
Yeah.
Like
and
recast
You
it
want
and-
to see Indiana Jones whip a 100-year-old Nazi in the face off a cliff, maybe?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I 100%.
Twice, once in the face, once off the cliff. So you see him go, ah!
Once in the face, once in the balls, once off a cliff.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that, I think, is all the news,
We
Mason.
call that the triple goodbye in the Nazi hunting business. Once in the face, once in the balls, once off a cliff.
But that is all the news.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be an ad here, obviously. I'll edit that in. I love ads, and I
Yes.
love raises, and I love when I get an ad copy and it says, talk about your personal experience.
How do they spell that?
Turk.
Turk.
It's phonetic.
Oh, okay.
No, look, I do have a personal experience, but first up, a lot of people have mentioned that Captain America uses a Harry's razor in
Why wouldn't he?
Endgame.
He's the greatest hero in the land.
I didn't catch that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did, because how else could he stayed so silky smooth and
right.
chiseled.
That's
I mean,
America's chin.
I
It's
agree.
America's baby smooth chin right
That's
there.
right. But I do have I recently ran out of Harry's razors. I thought I had, and it threw me because I'm like, I don't understand because I've been using the same like set that they sent me for like years potentially.
Right.
I don't know. And so I had to buy like, okay, I'll just go get one like another brand just quickly.
Uh-huh.
And it was fine the first one. I mean, it was fine.
Yeah.
But the second one,
The second
horrible.
shave, yeah.
Second shave.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's a nightmare out there. Yeah. It's like shaving with broken glass any other brand.
That's right. Anyway,
Tell you what.
I'm getting some more. They're coming my way. What do you love about them, Mason? I've mentioned.
I love
things
it when
that
I also get some more.
Oh yeah, you're also getting more. I should mention that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just what you've said is bloody. It's exactly true. Like,
Yeah.
it's not any other brand, and I don't know if we're allowed to pay out on other brands in this ad copy. I hope so because they all suck that aren't Harry's. But you do
Yeah.
one shave or two shaves, and by the third shave, you're like, do I have to
Boo.
throw this out now?
Yeah.
But that never happens with Harry's.
No.
I mean, it has to happen eventually.
Yeah, obviously it happens eventually, but again,
They're
it
not
surprised
magical.
me that I didn't have any. So actually, if people do want some or any,
Yeah.
they can join the 10 million people who have already tried Harry's, and they can claim their trial offer by going to harrys.com/weeklyplanet. Harry's, we know, were founded by guys who were tired of paying for bloody razors that were overpriced and overdesigned, and they know that
And only get you through a couple of bloody shaves. Maybe we should
Exactly.
start a razor company. I'll tell you what.
It's actually not a bad idea.
No, because it's
no.
Harry's. It's
Oh,
already-
yeah. There's already the perfect razor. Why would we try to improve on that?
Mm-hmm.
They know a great shave doesn't come from gimmicks with vibrating heads and flex balls and handles that look like spaceships, etc. And they fix that with a simple, clean design with quality, durable blades at a fair price because they bought a world-class blade factory in Germany that's been making blades for 95 plus years, I'm going to say. They need to update that because I feel like it's been more. I think I've said that before also. Maybe I need to update my own ad copy, you know what I mean? My own bloody witty retorts.
Yeah, maybe you should. You
Pile
dumbass.
okay, I was going to say pile of crap. But that was
Yeah.
good too.
Thank you.
They've received over 20,000 five-star reviews
Ooh.
from the likes of Trustpilot and Google, and the replacement cartridges are just $2 each, which is half the price of Gillette Fusion Pro Shield.
I knew it. We were going to pay out on some of those
and we
garbage
got
brands.
there. Which is also, that razor that I bought, really expensive. And it only had one blade. It
Yeah.
didn't come with like a set. I'm like, well, I'm not getting a set because I've got new ones on the way. But by golly, I'm not happy about this.
But at least this will last me a week, you said. Wrong.
No, it did not.
Wrong.
There's also a 100% quality guarantee. And if you don't love your shave, let them know and they'll give you a refund. Here we go. Get a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, a weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, travel blade cover, and listeners of this show can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/weeklyplanet. Make sure you go to harrys.com/weeklyplanet to redeem your offer and let them know that we sent you to help support the show. If you shave, it's a good option. It's the
If you
best
don't,
option. Yeah.
Just get one anyway. Give it to a friend or loved one.
Give it to a really hairy
Shave a
friend.
kiwi fruit.
Yes.
Just to see what that'd be like. You know? Weird.
Yeah, weird. Why are you doing it? Because we
Right?
told you, I guess.
Stop it. Stop this.
On with the show?
Yes.
If we have to. But now it's after the ad.
As if by magic.
Seamless integration.
That was incredible.
Because we threw out there on the social medias, the Weekly Planet's Twitters and the
Yes.
Facebook group and the Gmail about the future of the MCU and what people either want to see or speculation of things that they would want to happen. Massive spoilers for Endgame.
Yeah.
Though apparently the Russo brothers have said you got till Monday to see
They're
it.
making the rules.
Yep, because-
And then they're just going to spoil it.
Well, because there's going to be a far
They're
from...
gonna tweet.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Far From Home trailer and on
I
Tuesday,
see.
and that's going to have ramifications, and there's going to be apparently
exciting.
an accompanying spoiler tag for Endgame. I think 2 weeks is reasonable for a movie.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first week, you can't see it necessarily.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, you're probably not that interested.
Yeah.
You're not that invested.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoiler wise. So.
I mean, obviously there are exceptions to that. Someone might have a family issue or whatever.
They
You
might
know,
have
it
a
happens.
family
It's very
issue.
possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They might not have any friends.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you don't have any friends, it's easier.
way easier.
Yeah.
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 Make a new friend and go to the cinema. That's
Yeah.
way easier.
Make friends with the guy who works at the cinema.
He can't move from the booth.
But if you offer to buy him a ticket, still can't move.
Can't come with you.
Yeah, that's right.
But you've made a friend for life.
Yes.
So there's a bunch here. We're
it's
going to be
true.
going through them. I had to
Yeah.
turn off my Gmail notifications and my Twitter notifications.
Too many.
Too many.
All right.
But so if you've sent me something, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Almost certainly. But some of them I have seen. Do you want to kick it off or do you want me to?
Okay, here's one. This one's from Andrew Hesketh
Okay.
on the Gmail. With Endgame being done and Bruce being Professor Hulk now, would there be a chance of us seeing the Maestro as the next big bad of the Marvel MCU, or at least a villain? So we've been talking a lot about maybe we would like to see Captain America return, like an alternate reality version of him as the villain.
Yeah.
But in this one, he's talking about the Maestro, who's a future version of that, the Professor Hulk.
Right.
Who basically takes over the world in an alternate future. It becomes a...
There's been a few weird evil versions of the Hulk in the future.
Yeah.
Logan, Old Man Logan, same
That's
thing.
an
But
evil
yeah.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, keep going. Yeah.
That's all I got, really. Well, and also, this week there was a trailer for the new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and in that we have an evil Coulson, who may or may not be from a parallel dimension. I think he is.
They're doing the Star Trek thing?
No, because
Well, the old Coulson died, didn't he?
Yeah, so
They're
maybe...
messing with some pin particles and they're like, we'll bring Coulson back.
Yeah.
Oh no, Captain America went to the past and he made Coulson a Nazi.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
The whole Coulson family. All
yeah.
of them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. I think there's a very good chance that there'll be a twist on a character that you thought was good and now is evil.
Yeah.
Could be a Skrull thing, could be a dimensional thing or whatever, but I think that's a good way to keep people invested. Friend becomes foe? You kidding me?
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
good.
What do you mean?
Remember who you are, they
Yeah.
could say, you know? I was speaking of, a lot of people tweeted us this week about somebody on Reddit spotted Ben Mendelsohn's character in
Maybe.
Endgame. Maybe in
Yeah.
Endgame. At the end of the movie, when Peter Parker is re-meeting Ned
Yeah.
again at the school, apparently one of the teachers up the back
Bears a
potentially
resemblance, yeah.
has a resemblance to him, which, you know, suggests maybe he came back when Captain Marvel came back.
Yeah, or
he's
he came back earlier.
Just came back earlier. Came back anytime.
And he
really.
just wants a job.
Yeah.
And now he has one.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Maestro basically killed all the other superheroes. That's what happened, and then rules the world. And then regular Hulk from the past, like, I'm having none of this.
I don't appreciate what you've done. You've tarnished my good name, sir.
Yeah.
Do you think it's Mendo? Mendo will be the new principal of the school?
That would be fun.
And he'll reveal it. He'll be like, do your homework, but also I'm a Skrull.
Because in the Spider-Man
It's Coulson.
cartoon, it's Coulson is the principal as well.
And Mendo's a S.H.I.E.L.D. guy, sort of.
Yeah,
Sort
exactly.
of.
Yeah, of sort. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun little turn.
I agree.
And if they are saying, okay, spoilers, big spoilers in the Far From Home trailer,
Yeah.
chuck Mendo in there.
Mendo's bloody there.
Yeah.
What's he doing there?
Yeah.
I should have kicked it off with this because this is a way better jumping off one. Like
yes.
I feel like it sets the tone.
Oh, yes.
And you've ruined that, obviously.
Yeah, I like to ruin the tone. You said it. No. You
I
said
did
earlier
say.
before we started. You said, "Can you kick it off by ruining the tone?"
I blinked. Yeah, that's what I do. Cappy Kid says, do you think the MCU Phase 4 is going to be rolled out at Comic-Con this year? I believe they have a presence this year.
Okay.
Because some years they don't. or
Because
haven't.
normally they just go through Flurgenfahrt or whatever you called it earlier.
Yeah, exactly. If they do, I think there's also a chance they'll just go... Oh, no, they wouldn't just do it to go Guardians 3, Captain
Yep.
Marvel 2,
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man's out this month because it'll be the same month.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'd have to do it, they'd have to have at least promise something in the future? Or do you think
They
they'll
have
wait
to.
like a year to do that?
I don't think they need to tease anything right now.
Yeah.
I think people are still...
They're reeling, mate.
They're reeling from
Yeah.
Endgame. We've got Spider-Man coming up. I don't think they need to do anything, really.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Mm.
Yeah, fair enough.
This is from Dean Jones.
The cricketer.
Yeah, apparently.
Ah.
Well, look, he gives his nickname as Dino at the end.
That
so-
sounds like
Sounds like the cricketer, doesn't it? Yeah.
Catch Dino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Now that Marvel have done espionage films, space operas, gods and elves and dwarves, I've been thinking about genres that they may not have touched on. One that came to mind was a movie with a hero who speaks or turns into animals set deep in the jungle. The jungle part got to me. We haven't seen... because he says even Black Panther spent a lot of the time in the city.
Yes.
And obviously Wakanda's very... You know, it's in the jungle, but it's like an urban setting.
Exactly. It's not really the jungle.
Marvel also has the Savage Land.
Oh, yeah,
which is
right.
a hidden sort of sliver of the world. Like it's in a
Prehistoric X.
it's a bloody the last remaining prehistoric sanctuary of dinosaurs and what have you.
You crash a plane there and you're
Yeah.
like, where are we? And then there's a dinosaur
There's a
and you're
dinosaur.
like, how did this dinosaur get to where we are?
Yeah, the jungle, which is where we are specifically, where there aren't normally dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So there's Kazar,
Okay.
who's like a Tarzan kind of character. Bring him in. You could also bring in that. Maybe that's you put Kraven the Hunter in there.
Is he from there?
No, he's not, but he could be there.
Yeah, who cares, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Throw Spider-Man in there.
Yeah, you
Fish
could.
out of water.
I wouldn't mind a Spider-Man stuck in the jungle because he's
Yeah.
like, my Twitter's not working.
Exactly.
And there's a
And
dinosaur.
there's a dinosaur. Maybe I'll ask this dinosaur if it can fix my Twitter. Oh, no. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good, right?
That instant kill suit would murder a dinosaur, though.
I think so, yeah.
Like, pretty
Yeah.
quickly,
Uh-huh,
I'd
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Like, 8 legs, stabbing it at once, I'll probably fall.
Yeah.
Still, that's enough.
Yeah.
What else we got here? I've got one from Dave Lee, who you know.
I know Dave
does
Lee.
Dave Lee Down Under on YouTube. He does a bunch of Disney stuff, including like the evolution of Disney characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good. He said, I feel the next phase at least is going to be smaller, more intimate stories without trying to move too quickly towards the next major arc. So Sam's transition to Cap, Quill searching for Gamora, universe deals with ramifications of Snap or the aftermath of Stark's death. I think that will probably be in the initial thing.
Yeah.
I think, and then a few years down the line, they'll be like, but also,
Yeah.
Big Hulk's evil now.
We're definitely
going
going to have some scenes of like some breather.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when we talk about Game of Thrones, there's like brutal action seasons and there's like breather seasons, or there's episodes.
You UTD on Game of Thrones, Mason?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
No. I think I've already been spoiled, but I don't mind.
That
so
doesn't.
much.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't care about that show, do you?
No.
Yeah.
But you know how there's just episodes where people are like, "What was that? Everybody just got murdered," you know?
Yeah.
And there's a dino. Wait, it's a dragon.
Am I the main character now? Because everyone got murdered. Yeah.
So maybe I think there's going to be quite a few scenes of people being like,
Yeah. Or
bloody
do you think
hell.
they'll just do like Spider-Man Homecoming and then go?
Everybody's
it.
fine now.
Don't even
A
worry
lot of
about
people have emailed in to ask what happened to all the people who are on like planes and stuff.
They're dead.
No, I think they're fine.
No, they fell out of the sky.
I don't think they fell out of the sky.
He would have compensated for
I
that.
think so too.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think they probably drew it up on a whiteboard. I think they were like, because they had a brainstorming session. I think they were probably like, all right, what about the people in the air?
You also
Put them on the ground.
Do you know when you click how much time you got? Is it you have to have a split second thought, or do you have to have the idea in your mind already? Or you know how Thanos went into like a mind palace, and then the ghost of
Yeah.
Gamora's like, "Now I'm here." Also, yeah.
I think it's just intent when you click.
okay.
You got to. It's a vibe, you know.
Yeah, I get ya.
It's the vibe.
It's Marbo.
It's Marbo,
It's the
yeah.
vibe. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good reference.
That was a good reference.
What have you got, Mason?
Okay, this is from Nicholas Stefano. I think in the next MCU phase, they should introduce and set up the Sentry to be the next big bad guy.
Okay.
Because I guess it would be difficult.
Is he a bad guy all the time?
No, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, because it's difficult. It would be difficult for him to be a main character, I think, because of... So I'll explain it. So Nicholas says, start him off as the good guy, but over the film have him increase his powers and mental instability to the point the other characters are concerned.
Okay.
So for anybody who doesn't know the Sentry, basically
He's Superman.
he's basically a Marvel Superman, and he was introduced like 10 years ago in the comic books as a character that everybody in the Marvel universe had forgotten, and also that the publishers had forgotten. Like there was a fun little thing of like, hey, we forgot about this character, but we're gonna bring him back, kind of
Yeah.
thing. But he never really existed. And the idea being is that there's this guy called Robbie. I think his name's Robbie Reynolds, and he's like he
They
just
gaslighted us. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
they gaslit us. It's true. Yeah.
God damn it.
Ah.
Yeah.
So basically, he's just this guy. He lives on a farm, and one day he wakes up and he goes, "Oh, I used to be the Sentry."
Like Thor was like, I thought I was a professor, but I was really Thor
Exactly.
the whole
Yeah.
time.
And he's like, "Oh, I was the Sentry. I was like one of the best superheroes in the world."
Hmm.
And I've forgotten. And he's like, "Okay, well, if I remember I'm the Sentry, my arch nemesis is going to be the Void. Is going to come back as well." Because if I remember, he's going to remember, and we're going to have to clash. So I'm going to have to go to the city, New York City, and tell all the heroes that I'm back, and then we can fight the Void together. And then none of them remember who he is, and he's got to figure out why.
Is it good? I have not read this.
It is good. It's very similar. There was a series that I will not stop banging on about from like the 80s and 90s called Miracle Man.
Oh my God, Mason, stop.
I will never stop
Banging
and
on.
it feels a little bit derivative of that, but I think it's only because it was kind of parallel thought.
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
But it's good, and it's
I
basically.
mean, sure, one was definitively like 30 years before the other.
It's true.
But
Yeah,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
But the idea is like over his limited series initially, he has to figure out why everybody's forgotten him and all that sort of stuff. And you could do that. And he's a guy who's he's super powerful, but he's also super mentally unstable.
Right,
So,
okay.
yeah, it could work.
Cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Adam says,
Yes.
I would love to see young Avengers in Phase 4 and beyond. Some possible members could be Spider-Man, Cassie Lang, Shuri, young adult Groot, Harley Keener, Kate Bishop, and any young characters they decide to add.
I didn't even twig. It could be young Groot.
He's young.
He's a
young man.
Put him in the Young Avengers. Why not? Yeah.
I think they're going to do Young Avengers. Or they're doing Power Pack as well, aren't they? Which is like a young team.
That's true, yeah.
So maybe they're doing, maybe not immediately, but there's definitely room there to do. There's enough characters at this point to do that movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I have nothing else to add to that. So if you want to do another theory, or I can do another theory. It's up to you.
Here's a couple of theories
Okay.
in terms of new characters. This is from, actually, I read this one on the internet, so no one gets credit for this. In Endgame,
Yes.
Peggy Carter, when we first see Peggy Carter, when Cap sees her, and he can't talk to her because it's back in time.
Yes.
Apparently she is talking about an Agent Braddock who was not... Did you cover this in your video?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's talking about an Agent Braddock who hadn't checked in. They're like, where is he?
Okay.
So Brian Braddock in the Marvel Universe is Captain Britain.
Oh.
So,
okay.
So
No, I completely missed
there's
that.
there's a whole bunch of different origins depending on like if we're talking about the regular Marvel Universe or like the Ultimate Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
This probably isn't Brian Braddock, but it might be his father or something like that.
Yeah.
Brian Braddock might be the son. So
Hasn't he got the powers of Excalibur or something?
So one version, the regular Marvel Universe is magic. I think initially he needed to put on like a power suit to channel his abilities, but he doesn't need to do that anymore.
like a big British hat.
But in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, some of which the cinematic universe is based at least partially on that.
Yeah.
What basically happened is when Captain America came back in the modern era, a whole bunch of governments were like, well, if they've got a Captain America, we should have a Captain.
We'll have a
whoever.
Captain America too.
We'll have Captain America. So Captain Britain, I believe, was like the
Okay.
British version of that.
And he's a super soldier in that version.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's more like they're all like more supery than Captain America. So
Right.
like there's a storyline where Thor is tricked into believing that he's just a guy
Oh, yeah.
who is part of the like Captain Norway's experiment or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
And he's not actually the God of Thunder. He's just a guy
Yeah.
who stole their super hammer and the belt and whatever, and he's now on the run.
Yeah,
But
right.
it turns out it was Loki. Tricked him. Tricked
Typical
him.
bloody Loki.
Bloody tricked him.
If I had to guess,
Yeah.
that would
Trickery.
be what happened. Well, if we're talking returning characters,
Yes.
Will says Miles Morales' theory. Miles wasn't taken by the snap, but he's aged 5 years and is now a teenager. We'll see him integrate into the next phase after being name-dropped in Homecoming team-up film, perhaps.
Yes.
I think it's an inevitability that we're going to be seeing him.
Yeah, right.
I'd say probably the next phase.
Yeah.
Because of the popularity of the character. But I don't think necessarily it matters whether he's snapped or not. Because you can just make him whatever age
That's true.
he
I
needs
mean,
to be.
he doesn't...
Like he was 2 and now he's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Glover's character doesn't specifically say,
Yeah.
well, he's 10 now, but
Yeah.
in 5 years he'll be 15.
Yeah.
So that's old enough for him to be a superhero if he wants to be.
But I don't mind that idea of him kind of aging up to it either.
Yeah,
That-
right,
I
right.
think that's interesting that he saw the world that Peter Parker didn't
Yeah.
in that 5 years. So that might maybe change the dynamic instead of them both being like, we both didn't know,
That's true.
you know?
But that'll cut out the iconic line, we both didn't know, you know?
Oh, I don't want that.
Yeah, no, I don't want that at all.
Did you have another character you said?
Oh, yeah, so Nathaniel Wagner has emailed in.
Hmm.
What do you guys think of Namor joining the MCU?
Well, there is the hint of that. I got one here about that as well.
Is that from Endgame? There's an underwater earthquake.
Underwater earthquake.
That could be anything, but it could be that.
I'd say it's probably that, or eventually they'll get around to it and be. Oh, they've just put it in to be like, if we get around to it, that'll be a sweet callback in 15 years.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it'll be a tough sell now that we've just had Aquaman? Or do you think that makes it easier?
No, I think you just do you just do Namor because they're
Yeah.
different.
It's true.
You know what I mean? He's much
Yeah.
meaner and he's got little wings on his feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have emailed in to suggest Kang the Conqueror as the next main villain.
Because of the time travel stuff.
the
Got a
time
few of
travel,
those as
yeah.
well, yeah.
Do you think? I kind of think they should close the door on time travel
For now, at least.
I'm okay with parallel universes, but I think giving everybody easy access to time travel kind of ruins
Yeah.
everything. I feel a little
We
bit.
had a video on it this week. You probably got tweets about it, but we both had our theories about Captain America.
Oh, yes.
My theory was that when he jumped back from a parallel reality,
Yep.
and the Russo brothers confirmed that said he was living in an alternate reality.
Yeah.
But then the writers came out and said your theory, which is when which is pretty much he must have laid low
Yeah.
and lived in the regular timeline. So we don't actually
Here's the
know.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about this sort of stuff as well, because people were like, "You're wrong." I think that a lot of these decisions are completely arbitrary.
Yeah,
Because
right.
it's
yeah.
not like it's based on any science.
No,
It's
of course
just-
not.
It's just that
I mean, they did get a scientist in, Mason.
a real scientist.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are like, I think a lot of the time journalists just ask them and they just go, what seems more interesting?
yeah.
It's a parallel universe.
Because in the movie, it does say if you take a time stone out, or you take a stone out, then that creates the branching timeline. It doesn't say anything else. It just says that. So that kind of lends to your theory.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But I still stick by my theory, Mason. We've both got theories.
From a narrative perspective, I think it makes more sense because he's not just going back to a parallel universe and being happy with a Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
He's going back in time to see his Peggy Carter.
VP. Yeah, no, I
the
don't.
real Peggy
I don't
Carter.
disagree with that. So everybody else is just a knockoff Peggy Carter. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You don't think there
cheap
could be a
copy.
cool Peggy Carter in another dimension?
That skateboards? That like skateboarded before anybody else?
Oh, like Marty McFly did.
Like Marty McFly did, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Sure.
Nice. There's going to be a scene in the next movie where like Sharon Carter makes a phone call real quick and she's like, Peggy, it's me. It's your cousin, Sharon Carter.
What about
Look at
Sharon
this
Carter?
fresh new sound.
What if Sharon Carter calls Aaron Carter? That's how
Get a
we-
fresh new sound, Aaron Carter. Here's one for. This is from the. I'm going to grab a bunch from the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates
Love
official
it.
group.
Great group.
Facebook. Ronan Kelly. Infinity Gauntlet residual gamma radiation will nullify Professor Hulk, and he will back to just being plain old Banner in the next
Oh,
film.
yeah, I get that on Twitter as well. Yeah. I mean, it's cheaper.
Sure is.
So
Maybe
you
he'd
know.
be like, man, I got so much radiation, I can never turn back into the Hulk ever again. In fact, I've received so much radiation that I can't change out of these clothes, which are Mark Ruffalo's clothes. I'm just me all the time now. And cheap.
And cheap, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think they want another evolution of the Hulk.
Yeah.
I think maybe the Grey Hulk.
Yep, Red Hulk.
Yeah. More aggro. Different Hulk. That's a different Hulk.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Josh
But you can
Mo-
make him the red. It doesn't matter. You can give that mantle to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's going to be like, I
Yeah.
demand William Hurt play some part of
I think
the
it
Red
should be
Hulk.
William Hurt, though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And he could be part of the Thunderbolts if they put together a team of Thunderbolts, or like, Legion of Doom or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the Marvel version of that is.
Yes, right, yeah.
The bloody it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter?
Sinister Six.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right.
Josh Morris said Thor 4 diet plan.
Oh, yep.
Let's see. A lot of people suggested Galactus as
Yeah.
the new villain.
It said, I've got one here from Lord Richard of House Dive that
Yep.
says, with the Infinity Stones destroyed, Galactus awakens and becomes the new universal threat.
Yeah.
So he's the new cosmic kind of force in the galaxy. And also, you mentioned this, I think, last week. You can't
His big cosmic xylophone.
Yeah, yes, but you can't kill Galactus because he's part of the
Yeah,
universe.
so it's not like you can go, well, we'll just get the Infinity Stones again, and then we'll snap our fingers and then we'll kill him. Because if you do that, the universe ends.
And he also is a tornado. Mostly.
Yeah, it's mostly just a wispy tornado.
Mason, do you want one from my brother who's just texted me?
Yes.
The one
Yes.
that you definitively
Yes.
do not like.
I knew it was going to be him. But all right, go for it.
And I won't read it all, but end credit scene.
Yeah, he would rabbit on, wouldn't he? He'd
Yeah.
just drone on.
Look at
wouldn't
that.
he? Oh, that's a whole screen.
It's not. It's probably 2/3. This isn't a huge phone, Mason. I'm okay to admit that. Ends credit scene of the next Marvel movie. It's a bedroom.
It's a bedroom.
That's it. Portal opens and Deadpool steps through. Et cetera, et cetera. Trail of gasoline blows up the Fox thingamajig, the logo, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be weird to put in the Spider-Man.
They should have put it
Like
at the
a-
end of Endgame.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, oh my god, people have died, and people are back, so emotional. It's Deadpool, blah, 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 my balls.
I think they're gonna. I think probably Deadpool will probably be they'll probably keep making them quicker than they'll reboot.
Yeah, right.
The X-Men.
Yep.
But I don't think maybe a meta joke at the end of Spider-Man might be the way to go.
Yeah, maybe.
But then again, Mason, look at his balls and what are they doing?
They're just out there, you know.
What do you think of my brother after that?
My opinion of him hasn't changed, for good or ill.
Okay.
Harvey Daltrey has said, I would like to see more street-level stuff, because, of course, then all the Netflix shows have been cancelled.
Yeah.
Crime Bosses Kingpin. Yes, chuck Spider-Man in there. Spider-Man can team up with, like, Moon Knight.
Yes.
I think that have they suggested Moon Knight as a option in the movies at some point? I think so.
Probably. Someone probably said it in the
Yeah.
interview and they're like, all options are on the table.
That's true. They can never rule anything out, can they?
What do you think about this if we're talking TV stuff? Matthew Dixon says, what do you guys think of a Hank Pym, Janet Van Dyne, Disney Plus, Flergenfart Plus
Thank
show set during the Cold War? What did we initially say for that? I don't even
Doesn't
remember.
matter.
I think Michael Douglas's de-aging is some of the best we've seen. It would be great to get those two characters in their prime. It's very expensive to do for a
Yeah, right.
6-hour TV series.
Uh-huh.
I think, Yeah, I would like to see it, but I
Yeah.
don't know whether you could budget, you could justify the
Yeah.
budget on that.
Also, does
Yeah.
does Michael Douglas or Michelle Pfeiffer want to do TV? But that's the thing, because I guess it's it's not really TV
No,
anymore.
it's a
like
different
prestige.
kind of-
It's
yeah.
like going to the movies.
Well, that's what they say, mate.
That's right. It's like the movies.
Yeah.
It's a golden age of television.
It is.
I think they'd be more likely to recast.
Well, I was about to say that same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah. Why
I think
not?
they just get probably Emilio
I was
Estevez
going to say, or his son, if he's
Yeah.
aged out of it.
and then somebody else for Hank Pym.
Good joke, Mason. He's
Thanks for
clapping
that.
himself.
Nope, that's
He's
James.
clapping himself.
No, it's James though.
I'm going to isolate the audio, so it's clearly just you. No. Well, we didn't talk about Kang,
Yeah.
but the Marvel Cinematic Universe sent this in and said, I think it would be great if we're all over the place for this, but that's fine, right?
It is fine.
The MCU introduces the time-traveling bad guy Kang the Conqueror. He could be mad at the Avengers mess with the time stream and looking to eliminate these time breakers. He's a bloody time stream messing guy
Yeah,
himself.
right?
But I
What's
could
he doing correcting
maybe
the
it messed up
timeline?
his time stream or whatever.
Yeah.
But Kang the Conqueror is not just Kang the Conqueror. He's like another.
He's
yeah.
a descendant of Reed Richards.
Yeah.
So if you want to put him in,
Put him in.
then
That could be an introduction.
yeah, you could Fantastic Four and then time travel.
I think we're going to get the introduction of the Fantastic Four through Black Panther, like the origin in the comics and that crap TV show.
Oh
we
yeah, I
watched.
remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that would be a kind of because they do a lot of throwbacks.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Garrett has suggested as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
I think we're pretty sure that's going to happen in some degree or another.
I think Guardians, they said, is filming next year, so that would
Okay.
probably happen before Thor 4. So maybe then
Yeah.
after that you get the Thor kickoff. Do you
Yes.
think they'll keep Thor the way he is, or do you think he'll be nice and trim and terrific?
I think he'll be ripped again.
Mm.
Because the dynamic of Peter Quill and Thor is
One's
Peter Quill's
handsome.
puffing up.
Yeah. Maybe they're both ripped.
Yeah, or they're both fat.
All right.
Yep.
Why not?
Double dad bod.
You are influenced by the people around you, that is for certain.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, everyone's fat. That's the subtitle.
Are you
Everyone's fat and that's cool.
that's cool. It's
Yeah.
fine.
They're healthy, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Don't drink excessively, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, don't do that. Yeah.
So, are you reading Old Man Quill at the moment?
No.
It's set in the Old Man Logan-averse, and Peter Quill has a personal trauma, and he's old, and he
Has he
comes
been
back
in
to
space?
Earth. Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah.
comes back to Earth. Okay, right.
And he's like 55 or whatever he is. It's good. I like it.
Mm.
What about this, Mason?
Yes.
This is from Charmouth.
Oh,
Hopefully, a Marvel one-shot of Cap delivering the stones maybe explain how some of the stones go back to looking like the Tesseract and the Scepter. I would love to see an explanation of that. Not even an explanation, just an adventure in
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
But
sure.
Chris Evans, I think he's done for the moment.
Yeah, give him a rest.
Yeah.
It's time for you to rest, Chris Evans.
Bench him.
Yeah, bench him, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about one-shots, though, in general? Do you think we'll get the return of that? Or do you think that's not really a focus? Because DVD sales aren't big, etc., and so forth.
Exactly. How do we put it on Flurgenfart? Plus.
Not the regular Flurgenfart. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. Now
Make
you
a
gotta pay.
premium.
You gotta pay for that.
Yeah. This is I can do a relatively one that'll be proven soon.
Please.
It's from James. Says Mysterio, a married man, gets brought back from the snap only to find that his wife has moved on, and in an effort to impress her, he pretends to be a superhero. I think he's gonna bring back Tony in an attempt to manipulate Peter or something. Like a vision or
An illusion.
an illusion. Mysterio is a notoriously petty man.
Yes, that's
So
true. Yeah.
I would not discount this theory. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm fascinated to know what his motivation here is.
Yes.
I think it's probably just picking up the pieces of
Yeah.
it's like, because and I've talked about the Thunderbolts before, but they're like a fake superhero team that existed because the regular ones disappeared, and they're like, we're here to fill the void, that kind of thing. But really,
Yes.
they're just in it for themselves. And I think maybe that's what Mysterio is up to. He's just
Yeah.
like, well, there aren't any superheroes, but if I'm the big,
If I do a superhero,
then yeah.
what do you think of these
Yeah.
muscles?
Exactly.
Say, yeah.
That's what he'll say. That's his catchphrase. What do you think of these?
Not bad, eh?
muscles?
Yeah. Ex-wife. What do you
Yeah.
think? Yeah.
And it's a plate of mussels. She's like, yuck.
No, thank you.
No, I'm allergic to shellfish.
We don't live that close
Thanks
to the
for
ocean.
nothing, yeah. Adam Sweeting says, Nova is just a certainty, I feel.
I agree.
So the Nova Core, which were located on Xandar, were all destroyed. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? Is there one guy left? Have they
Or is
pulled
it
all the
Kid Nova whose dad was a
Yeah, right.
Nova? And that would make sense if he's...
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to space Avengers teams.
Yeah.
Like the as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
The comic book Marvel Universe has the Annihilators, which is all the ridiculously big guns of the Marvel Universe.
Yes.
So like Silver Surfer, Beta Ray Bill, who's Horseface, Space Alien Thor.
Correct.
Ronan the Accuser, which might be difficult because he's super dead.
Yep.
And some other people.
Okay.
Nova, Quasar. So like, just introduce them, smash them all together.
Smash them all
Have
together. You could put Captain Marvel in that team as well if
Yeah,
you
for
wanted,
sure.
Thor
Yeah.
or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of ties into what you just said. Johnny says the main universe without the stones is a weak universe and on its way to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Enter the Eternals, the Celestials, the Living Tribunal.
Ooh.
But I did a video this week on stuff that was cut out of Endgame, and I talk about that, how he was
yes.
nearly put into these last two movies.
Interesting.
But I'll link that below if you want to check it out. And all of the omnipotent hosts rectify the issues / remake the universe, and then enter Fantastic Four and X-Men to save the universe, which I do want to get into said universe. Sorry, yeah. So we are getting the Celestials or the Eternals.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Both. Yes.
Well,
More
we'll
of
have to get the
have to get-
Celestials to get the Eternals. Yeah.
So. Yeah, that ties into your space team situations that you love.
So many space teams.
And so far for the Eternals, we've got Kumail Nanjiani and Angelina Jolie. The rumor goes. The rumors go. Two
yes.
rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani and Dave Bautista are doing a lot of back and forth on
Because their new movie, Stuba.
on Twitter. But that might also be because they're soon to be Marvel teammates.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think it's to promote their new movie that's coming out very soon?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to see it.
How disingenuous of them. to do such
I
a
know,
thing.
right?
Yeah.
Just going behind the producers of their movie, behind their back, you know?
I had a few I'm trying to look for the X-Men one that I had. I had a few. Do you have any X-Men one?
No, but I've got one here. Thomas, speaking of cosmic stuff, Thomas Doppelreiter says, hopefully search for Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yep.
And a bit of Adam Warlock.
Do
That's
they-
a loose end that was not tied up.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. Now, do you think Guardians 3 will maybe deal with Adam Warlock?
I think so, yeah.
Like, they're both Thor and Peter Quill are intimidated by this Adam Warlock.
Yes, because he's even more handsome and more
That's
ripped than both of them
right.
put together.
And probably golden.
He's gold. He's a golden man.
Head to toe.
He's probably wearing a big V-neck. He's got a cape.
That's
But it's a
right.
better cape than Thor's cape.
And the whole team's fat, so they're all not like that.
Exactly. But then the lesson is learned later. As long as you're
Yes.
healthy, it's fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
The search for Gamora, though,
Yes.
are they going to be looking for another Gamora? Because they've got a Gamora. Is it important that they go
Yeah.
and find her and mesh them together? Or is that version done?
I think that's a good question. We got a lot of Soulstone questions, both
Yes.
on the internet and in our real lives.
Sure.
People have asked, okay, so when Captain America went and he put the Soulstone back, does that mean that?
Black Widow's back.
Black
Apparently
Widow's-
not. Apparently
okay.
the directors have said dead forever. That can be changed,
Yeah, for
obviously.
sure, yeah.
Anything can be.
The writers have probably said something else.
Trouble in Paradise, perhaps?
I think it's Trouble in Paradise,
Yeah,
exactly.
interesting.
And I think I don't know. It's a good question because I think that Gamora's had a lot of very good character development
Yes.
from Guardians 1 till now.
Agreed.
That's why people cared at all that she died.
Yeah.
And to now go, okay, well now she's just the one from the first movie again.
Yeah. But they did the same thing with Groot, but he's a tree and it doesn't really
That's
matter
true,
as
yeah.
much, does it? Yeah.
You know, so I'm sort of excited to see. Okay, well maybe they're gonna Quill and Gamora are gonna fall in love again, or what? How do we do
But
this?
do you want to see that again?
No, not really.
Me
no.
neither.
Do you think they might fast forward it?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing.
I think that, you know what, there's probably going to be like a
teaching moment where she's like, we stood here and we did whatever.
or like a montage
Yeah.
to a song from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because he barely got her the last time that we saw them together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we didn't even get them like in a relationship for long enough to be like, oh man, I was so used to them being together and now they're
that's
apart
true,
or whatever.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so
Several people, including Obi here on the group, has suggested they would like to see, when they do the Black Widow movie, to have one of the villains be the Taskmaster.
Oh yeah.
Who is who's a man with photographic reflexes who can replicate any action he can see, which is why, and so he goes out and he trains other villains.
Skull Mask?
Skull Mask, yeah.
Yeah.
So he can throw a shield like Captain America, he can shoot an arrow like Hawkeye, etc.
Can he shoot an arrow like Captain America?
Probably. Has he seen Captain America do that?
I don't know. Has he?
I don't know. We'll ask him. We'll ask him when he gets here.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I like that. I like the idea.
Yeah, and me too. That's a good matchup, actually.
Yeah.
I feel. Yeah. He's also in that new Spider-Man game. You fight him. There's a bunch of missions that you do.
Oh, that's right. There is too. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a good fight. A lot of X-Men stuff.
Okay, so how have you had some suggestions as to how they'll? We've had so many suggestions.
This is a pretty popular one. This is from Rohan.
Is it that the radiation burst?
Yes.
That Tony Stark, the snap that Tony Stark snapped.
Or Bruce Banner.
Yeah, or Bruce Banner.
Or Thanos initially.
Any of those many energy bursts
Yeah.
somehow created mutants
Yeah.
in the world. That could work. That's
Yeah.
easy.
And there's also people have had theories that a lot of them already existed. So Charles Xavier and that, they're already 40, 50 odd or whatever.
I think a great idea might be, okay, well, you say Professor X and some of the core members like Cyclops or whoever currently existed before the initial snap.
Because they're a hidden group for a lot of the time in the comics.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
And then the snap, maybe the first one, created them. May not work. But anyway, then they've got, or you know what, how about, like, of the survivors, a very tiny fraction were affected by radiation poisoning, became mutants.
Yeah.
And then they've had 5 years to emerge.
It's kind of difficult to do for certain characters like Magneto because his origin is so tied into World War II. It's getting further and further away from that point. But like you make him 4 and he's still the right
But you could also
age.
say that his age is slowed down because of the mutant powers.
Exactly, yeah. So, but I feel like there comes a point where with certain characters, and doesn't happen at all, but happens to a lot, where they shift the goalposts of when their origin took place. And some they keep, like Punisher's still a
Vietnam
vet,
mostly,
and
yeah.
Captain America's mostly been World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the solution: we just freeze them all.
Yeah. Yeah. Put them all in a big ice cube tray.
No, and we see the plane crash down at the end of Civil War, and we just put Ian McKellen in the back. He's like, I'm here too. It's cold.
I'm too old.
I'm very old.
Good thing I've got this big scarf, he'd say.
Yeah. Mike Frodsham has said, I'd love to see some team-up movies like Ragnarok.
Yes.
Maybe a Spidey Doctor Strange with them both being in New York.
Yeah, good combo.
Ant-Man and the Hulk.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Good combo.
We're gonna see some more Hulks because obviously Hulk can't be in his own solo movie ever again. So
that's right.
Or until they buy out Paramount or whatever, Universal.
It is, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't think they're making Hulk solo movies anyway. I think it's kind of he is a team up guy.
And also, I feel like, especially with Endgame, he kind of resolved his issues with the character.
You can't give a man more issues. Give a man an issue, he's got issues for a day. Feed a man issues, he's got issues for a month. You know that saying.
Yeah. Big issues.
Serious
issues.
Yes.
Podcast about
Andrew
comic
Levins.
books. Andrew Levins.
Maybe on the show next week.
Maybe.
We don't know yet.
Yes.
We'll have to ask his dad.
Okay.
So Tane Dog says, this is interesting. I think the next bad guy won't be a big bad, but a team up. Maybe Dr. Doom recruiting Red Skull, Abomination, etc. You could even get ones that have previously been killed using time travel, like Killmonger. There's also this Twitter account, and I don't have the name in front of me, of a guy, and you go back 6 months, and he's made every prediction about Endgame he's made has come true. He's like, Thor's going to be like Volstagg. Stanley's going to be in a car in the 70s. It just says it all. And
could potentially he just put out 1,000. He could have put 1,000 tweets out. And
they're
then just
pretty.
deleted
Even if he did, they're very specific.
Okay, right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Interesting.
Stanley, I think he said car show in the 70s, but it ended up, that was
Okay,
probably
right.
filmed on a green screen. Probably if it was close to it. Anyway, he said
Yes.
they're doing General Ross leading. What's the bad team? That's the bloody
The Dark Avengers.
No, they're like bad guys. And
The
it's-
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Thunderbolts. The thing that you said. I meant to bring
Yes.
this up earlier. And it's like Abomination and
Well, we
whatever.
did a video a while back
Yeah.
about maybe who was going to be in the raft, or the
Yes.
forgotten villains in the raft.
I recall.
Turns out nobody was going to the raft to get anybody out of the raft. So
Yet.
that means they're all still in the raft.
We're just ahead of our time.
We're ahead of the time. Let's put that tweet out, huh? Put that tweet out there.
Delicious.
Yes.
Yeah. What else you got, Mason? Should we bring this to a swift conclusion soon?
Let's move it to a swift kick in the balls. Yeah, I mean, Keith Barnes has said, again, similar to that, maybe Norman Osborn and the Dark Avengers. So
Yeah.
this is probably not the time, because I think the world sees them all as, the great heroes
Oh yeah.
that they are. But they're in the Marvel
But maybe
comic
they're
book-
mad at them.
Yeah,
also,
in the Marvel comic book universe, all the heroes had to go on the run after big crossovers. After the Civil War storyline.
Sure.
And then Norman Osborn, formerly the Green Goblin, put together a Dark Avengers. So,
Yeah.
he got all the evil versions of our favorite characters and masked them up as the real heroes. And we're like, the Avengers are back. Don't even worry about it.
But people should have worried about it.
They should have worried about it, because they were all murderers.
They're all murders, all of them.
Yeah, so I would like to see that. But again, I think it could be difficult to do that now, because it'll be like, the Avengers are bad for the world. Remember when we brought everybody back?
Yeah,
There's
but
billions
my
of
wife's married to somebody else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Have the Russo brothers addressed that?
I don't believe so.
They've addressed Peggy Carter, haven't they? But they haven't addressed all the bloody polyamory that's going to be happening.
Every
after.
other bloody cuck in the universe.
Yeah,
is what
that's
you're
right.
saying, Mason.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
This is a Mostic Mac.
Oh yeah, Mostic Mac.
I honestly think we're going to see a lot more movies set in the past, or even as an alternative timeline, even just revisiting stuff through history. The Black Widow film, for instance, will probably be set pre-Avengers. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the way that goes. We've talked about not wanting to go that way, but you mentioned like time travel you think will be kind of ruled out for a while, and I tend to agree. But do you think we might be getting some more prequel stuff though, like just prequel movies?
I'd like to see that.
Captain Marvel was a prequel
for
movie.
sure. Yeah. I mean, we've got all that empty space there.
Yes.
What happened in the 80s?
Who cares?
What happened in the 70s?
cares?
What were they doing? No, what were they doing in 1970?
Who cares, Mason?
What are they doing?
Who cares?
What happens after?
Who cares?
What happens after Howard
Oh,
Stark?
he's
has the
clapping
kid?
me saying, "Who cares, everyone?"
No, that's not true. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all.
I'll isolate the audio to make sure everybody knows.
Captain Britain movie.
Yeah, okay.
Put it in the 70s.
I like
Union
that.
Jack. Have all the bloody.
Has he got a sword, Captain Britain?
No, you're thinking Black Knight. Maybe sometimes he has a sword.
Doesn't he sometimes have Excalibur?
Probably.
Yeah, that's
they
pretty-
probably all have all the. I think if in the Marvel
you're British.
in the Marvel universe, if you're
Yeah.
British, you have to join MI13, which is the British Avengers,
Yes.
and also you get Excalibur,
And if you're Australian, you get a cricket bat.
cricket bat.
Yeah. This is my own.
Okay, I'm
Frog
ready.
Thor. I want the Pet Avengers. But I feel like that'd be more an animated thing because they're doing
Yeah.
Howard the Duck and.
That's true. Yeah, he's
yeah.
definitely going to meet the Pet Avengers.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. George Ronan says, if I don't see MODOK, I'm going to chop someone's balls off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's getting a cartoon as well. I think
That's
Patton
true, yeah.
Oswalt's involved in it.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
So you're going to be chopping balls off, unless you don't mind an animated version.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to build to another Avengers movie with a different roster, like 5 years down the
Yep,
line?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody's earned their retirement.
I think they'll say newer, it'll be called like the New Avengers.
No.
And do you think this will be one of those clips where people go back and they grab it and they go like, they were right.
They were right.
They got so much wrong, but this particular thing they got right.
I think they're gonna call it the New Avengers. I think they're just gonna call it the Avengers. I think they're gonna call it Avengers Next Generation.
Avengers Return,
Yep.
Avengers Reunion.
Exactly.
Do you think Captain America, being an old man, could be president? Because currently we're getting two very old men running for president.
Yes.
So why not
Yes.
have art replicate our horrible life
Okay,
and have
good.
Captain America run for president?
Yes. Yes.
Probably not though.
You know what? I think there's a what if comic book where Captain America does become president, but then it turns out he's an evil Captain America.
Son of a
How about
bitch.
that then?
Yeah.
How about we combine that?
But isn't the ultimate version a good version?
Yes.
He's president also?
Probably.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, so combine
Yeah,
evil
combine-
and old.
Evil and old. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like the real president, you're saying.
Yeah.
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 This is from Luke. It just says, Ned dies, and then it says, in brackets, I'm really banking on this.
Wow. Why? Do you want to take the Ned role? Is that that's somebody who wants to take the best friend role in the next Spider-Man movie?
Do you think he's bet his house or his car on Ned dying?
Oh yeah, maybe. He's like, oh god, this has to happen. These gangsters are gonna break my thumbs unless Ned dies in the movies. I made a bet. I said he would never come back after Endgame, and he's back. I don't know why I did it. He was in the trailer and everything. He was in the Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah. It's a real Krusty the Clown betting against the Harlem Globetrotters situation.
Yes.
Anything else, or should we bring this to an epic conclusion?
I think that is everything. So many people are saying Kang, Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Can you see Doom being introduced as like an evil kind of Tony Stark armored villain situation?
Yeah. Maybe that's what the banging was.
Yeah, people have been saying that.
Maybe it's like if we were to see the visual, it's just it's set in like 2008, and it's
Sure.
just him banging on this piece of armor, and then he turns the TV on, and Iron Man's there, and he's like, God damn it, everybody's gonna think I copied him, but I had the idea.
I was already
I was nearly
doing
done.
it. Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? I can still beat this faceplate is still hot, but I reckon if I just put it on real quick and I get out there, I can beat him to the punch. Here we go. Oh, I've made a terrible mistake.
I mean, I'm still different from him.
This
now, aren't I?
is so hot on my face right now. At least I'm still beautiful, and I will be once I take this mask.
That's right. Thank goodness.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm a mon. Is the ultimate version only got like a small scar or something? Like I don't remember.
remember.
I don't remember what's the ultimate one, but I know there's a version who's so beautiful and vain that he's got a small scar.
Yeah,
and he's
right.
like, "I'm hideous."
You think maybe it's the Julian McMahon version?
No, I think he's because he gets a.
So the original,
he does have the small scar, but that grows
yeah,
and whatever.
The
yeah.
original comic book version, he initially he wants to contact his mother who's in hell.
His mother's always in hell.
Yeah, I know, but then he has,
Ring ring, mum, when's dinner?
Just you're in
kidding.
hell. But then the device he uses blows up and it creates a little scar on his face, and he thinks he's hideous.
Oh,
and then
okay.
he goes to learn magic and then build a suit of armor, and then he's so impatient to get it, he puts it on his face and it burns his face off.
Absolute dumbass.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I know I mentioned this, but Doctor Strange too, probably.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Because they're making it.
Yeah,
It would
sure.
save.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Nah, that'll do it.
Then you know what it's time for.
Actually, speaking
I
of,
said-
George Christomastou.
Christmas too.
Chrysostomou says, this is speaking of Dark Reign, which is the Dark Avenger storyline, they'd have to do it with Zemo rather than Norman Osborn. That makes sense. Although, again, I feel his arc is finished.
Do it with Norman Osborn.
Instead of it being
Oh, yeah.
Norman Osborn being the leader, it'd be Zemo putting everybody together.
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, whatever.
Mm,
Zemo's very efficient. He'd probably have a very nicely curated list.
That's true.
Yeah.
More than one person has suggested the next big bad will be Big Wheel. The villain in the Big Wheel. Yeah, he's in
It
the
wouldn't
Big
surprise me him turning up as a minor Spider-Man villain.
Wheel. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
To
yeah.
just knock out quickly.
I would say, again, that's something I want to see. I want to just see crime, superpowered
Yes.
crime.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people out there have probably dug up some old...
Yeah, well, we got it in Homecoming.
Yeah,
So
Chitauri tech and Thanos tech and whatever, and just being like, I'm going to rob banks with this. Why
I've got this
wouldn't I?
hot mask on my face and now I'm
Yes.
angry. Yeah.
Yes, all right, that'll do it, I reckon.
Now you know what it's time for.
What are we reading?
What we're gonna read.
Gonna read.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
What have you been reading?
Well, I've seen two Pokemon things this week.
Oh, yes.
I saw Detective Pikachu, and both of us watched the first Pokemon movie for
Yeah, we
Caravan
did.
of Garbage.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
One is much better than the other.
Which one?
We'll have to tune in and bloody find out.
Tune in
Find out.
drop out.
Yeah, so the Caravan of Garbage, I think it's going up later this week, so I've got a video planned for Thursday, Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But, so it'll be like Thursday. But yeah, so if you want our thoughts on Pokemon, that'll be there. But also, if you love Pokemon, you're probably going to be very unhappy.
If it was a formative part of your childhood,
Yeah,
I mean, watch it anyway.
Sure.
But, yeah.
we could use the attention, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But other than that, I have read the first issue of Deceased.
What is that?
It's the DC Universe's Marvel Zombies.
Oh, I see, right. Okay.
So basically, a techno virus is created by Darkseid.
When you say technovirus.
Yeah. I should have said techno-organic virus.
Okay.
I wish it was a techno-virus, Mason. Yeah. And then it infects Earth and some superheroes, and they're zombies, but
Oh, yeah.
but what else?
Just zombies?
Oh, mate, I don't know. It's a variation on zombies.
Cool,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
alright.
it's like it goes through your phone, you open your phone, and you read the Darkseid equation or whatever.
Pretty good.
And it's
oh,
like...
it's in your phone.
Yeah, it gets in your phone.
Whoa.
It's social media. It's a commentary on social media.
It's real
Do you
cool.
get it?
No, I like it. That's cool.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
have
nice.
you been reading, though?
I watched 2 Simon Pegg movies. I watched The World's End and I watched Fallout. Mission Impossible Fallout. Yeah.
Why those two are you saying are Simon Pegg movies? I mean, he's
Simon Pegg's in
them
both of them. They're not his
yeah,
movies.
but they're both not. I mean, so World's
Yeah.
End, I would say, is probably more his
Yeah,
than
World's
Fallout.
End really holds up.
Yeah, it's
Have you
good.
seen it recently?
No, not recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's real good.
Do you still rank it as your third favourite of the 3 Cornetto trilogies?
Maybe it's been bumped up one.
Ooh.
Maybe it's Hot Fuzz, World's End, Shaun of the Dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think they're all good, Mason.
Hmm.
What do you think of that? Or whatever people are, is their favourites. That's the one I think
That's
also.
what you think as well.
Yeah.
And I was going to watch a whole bunch of Mission Impossible movies because they were on Netflix. Turns out, not on Netflix anymore.
Why did you think they were on Netflix?
Because they
Mason?
were for a minute and then they were gone. That's how they get
How
it.
do they do it?
I don't know. It's like they can read my mind, but in reverse. So I bought the Blu-ray of Fallout.
Oh, cool.
And you know what? You turn it on. We've mentioned this before, but there's the little thing from Tom Cruise
Oh,
and
they
Christopher
do the
McQuarrie
thing, do
about the
they?
thing, and he's like, now remember to turn off motion smoothing, and I'll be goddamned if motion smoothing wasn't on my TV. I'd switched it off, turned itself back on.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe the Fallout DVD did it.
Oh, you think the Fallout DVD does it so it
Yes.
gets credit?
Yeah, that's
It
right.
creates a crisis and then it solves it for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's that whole Nestle baby formula in Africa thing, but like way less important.
It's like New Coke.
It's exactly like New
And
Coke.
as important as New Coke.
Yes, that probably, those things equate. Anything else, Mason, you've been reading or watching or doing or saying or seeing?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You don't have to.
Okay. All
Every
right.
week is different.
Yeah.
Every journey has a conclusion, and this journey will lead us right into letters.
Oh, letters. Let's do letters.
The classic one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. Hang on, they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
You were going to put your watch down, Mason, but you were worried it was going to clunk on the table.
That's right.
So you were very dainty about it.
I'm a dainty man.
Quick question for people. How's the sound in here? We put up, we're in the new studio and we put up some sound panels.
Yes.
I think it's better, but I can't tell, to be honest. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know I can't smell flowers, Mason? Like I can't.
What?
Yeah, like I go
This
up.
is a sad revelation
I
for the end
go
of a
up
podcast.
because like, doesn't this smell amazing? And I'm like, it just smells like a plant. Like I don't.
Claire finds plants to smell amazing.
Yeah, but like a rose.
It's all a matter of perspective.
A rose just smells like a leaf to me. What am I smelling for?
The beauty of roses. Wow.
Is that just me?
Action item for this week, folks. Can you smell a beautiful rose or does it just smell like a plant? Let us know. weeklyplanetpod at
I mean, there's a slight
gmail.com.
fragrance, obviously, but when
Tweet us,
people-
Wikipedia Brown, Mr. Sunday Movies.
But you know what I mean? Like,
No.
it's not like like, you know when you bake something in the oven or something's on fire, you can smell it and you definitively know what it is. But if you put like...
Look, I'm no botanist,
Sure.
but I feel like it's a more subtle aroma than a burning thing.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But is it so distinct that it's changing people's lives, is what I'm saying? Or is my nose not working?
I think maybe it's that. Maybe you have anosmia.
How dare
We know
you?
a guy with anosmia.
Oh, we do. But I can still smell.
Yeah.
But we do know a guy who cannot smell at all, yeah.
Do you think you have smell blindness? For
Maybe.
roses?
Can you get glasses for your nose and smell?
Yeah. No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, that's depressing.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, there's apparently a huge part of my life that everyone else has that I'm missing out on. But what have we got in terms of letters for this week?
Guys, nobody let him know. Everybody make him think he's different. Email him with like just amazing stories of smelling a rose and then you knew everything was going to be all right.
Delicious. I feel like you should be able to eat flowers. They seem mostly pointless.
What
to
is
me.
happening here?
I just feel like they're mostly pointless. I don't get it. Like if somebody gave me flowers, I'm like, you've given me something I'd have to throw out in a week.
I feel like we've missed a trick here
In
because
what
we've been doing
sense?
we've done like 200 and something episodes, 300 episodes, whatever we're up to this
283 maybe?
283 episodes where I've said I've done the letters theme and then I've read some letters. If I just paused, we could have had 280 something incidents of you losing your mind.
Okay.
Just
We
be
can
like
make
another
that-
thing. Think about it. I think you should be able to rub pebbles on your teeth just to see if they make sparks.
You can do that if you want.
Yeah.
I don't
Put
think
the
that's-
idea in your head now.
Yeah, but I'm not going to push it on people.
All right.
All right, what do we got here? If you do want to reach the show, weeklyplanetpod at gmail.com. We got 1,000 this week.
Yes.
Have you got one in there, Mason?
Not yet.
But if you don't want to do that, you can also go on Twitter at #weeklyplanetpod. You're trying to find one that's not Marvel related?
Yep.
It's impossible. Don't even bother.
Okay.
I went through Twitter. I only found one.
I'm going to find something on the Great Mates group.
Okay, then.
A wonderful resource.
Agreed. Now up to 5,000 plus members.
Yeah.
David Hopkins says, #weeklyplanetpod. How do you feel about Quentin Tarantino's new movie? I would love to hear about the Weekly Planet's feelings over Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You've seen the trailers, obviously. We've
Yes.
probably talked about it. Tarantino's movies I generally enjoy. Yeah. Maybe just before that one comes out, we'll do maybe Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. We'll do a couple. And
Oh, yeah, cool.
now we
cool,
do
cool.
that sometimes. And
Yeah,
then
for
maybe
sure.
we'll come back to it at some point. Like the next
Yes.
two. And maybe I'll eventually watch Jackie Brown, which I still haven't seen.
Jackie Brown's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm generally quite positive towards Quentin Tarantino's
I
work.
think I see all of them now. Like I go out of my way. He's one of
Yeah.
those few directors that there's not that many nowadays, it seems, where he's got a name and you go and see his particular type of movie.
Yeah,
like
right.
it's him, Nolan.
An auteur.
Yeah, exactly, like Spielberg. And there are obviously others. A Cameron, you know what I mean? A Spike Lee
Yes.
joint.
Mhm.
You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. But do you thought the trailers were okay, I assume?
For Once Upon a Time.
in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
yeah, looks good. I'm kind of intrigued. I think The Hateful Eight kind of lost me a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't
Because
big
I
on
think
it.
it was, I don't know.
Did you hear what they're doing to that, though?
No, what are they doing to
They're
that?
bringing it to Netflix. They're making it into a 6-episode miniseries with bonus footage, and they're going to change the narrative
Oh.
slightly with the stuff that's put in, and that might be an interesting way to to revisit it.
I probably won't watch that.
Well, you don't have to, Mason.
Thank you. All right, this is from Zachary in the Planet Broadcasting Grade Mates Facebook group.
What do you got for us, Zachary? We're all ears.
Question for the group. That's us too.
Okay.
Not that awards really matter, but do you think Robert Downey Jr. should receive an Oscar nomination win for his performance on Endgame?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
You think he should be nominated
Yeah, why not?
for Best Actor?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
What do you think? There's a better actor?
In the world?
Yeah.
No.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, but you
It's
still
the
don't
principle
think,
of the thing.
You don't think he should
I
be
think he's
nominated?
earned too much money and that should disqualify him.
That's that. You know what? That should be a factor.
I think it
don't
should too,
disagree
yeah.
with that. Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Bet he can smell roses too.
Yeah, sure he can. He can probably, he's got a whole bunch of extra senses that non-celebrities don't have. He's got bonus ones.
Yeah.
You know?
Prick.
Yeah. He can smell colours.
Oh man.
Yeah, he can smell the different roses without being looking at them because he can just be like, it's a red one. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the yellow one. It's unusual. You don't see
Should
that
he
much.
though? How's that perform? Do you think?
I think if he does get nominated, it'll probably be for the role over 11 years. Not
Yeah, right,
necessarily. But he's good in Endgame, right?
He's pretty good.
He's got some emotional beats that he
I
hits.
feel maybe that breakdown he has after he gets off
Yeah,
the ship is maybe not his
Oh, you don't
greatest
like
moment.
it?
Not so much.
because it's too... what's the word? Is it that shouting acting that you love from the past?
Yeah, it
is
is,
that what
yeah.
you feel
I
it
think
is?
that's what it is, yeah.
What about the bit where he leaves a message for his daughter and he loves his daughter also earlier when he's like, good night and go to bed? And
Is that acting though?
It's acting, Mason. You know, what do you think? Acting's... It's too real. He didn't even notice that it was acting.
Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know if is it good?
I don't know anything about acting,
I think
man.
he's very charming and likable.
Yeah. But do you
Yeah.
think that is not enough of acting to get you by? Do you think he needs to
Yeah.
put on a prosthetic whatever and be like, I'm a famous poet?
Yeah,
And then you
that's
get
exactly what I'm talking
then
about.
you
Yeah.
get an acting.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be happy if he got a nomination.
No, I'd find that interesting.
Mm.
Um,
I think they might even do it because he's popular and the Academy is dying.
they need to bring in viewers, right?
Definitely. And they could cut to him during the broadcast and people were like, oh no, that guy.
Uh-huh. Do you think he'd want to be nominated for Endgame?
I don't think he cares,
See?
to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't at a certain point, right?
No,
I mean,
think you
I
would.
don't care about that,
Yes.
and I have no money.
Right.
And yet he
Yes.
has
He
many
has money and additional senses, as
Yeah.
we've determined. Okay, well, follow-up question. Are there any other categories that you think it should win for, Endgame specifically?
special effects.
Yep, mhm.
Screenplay, because it's pretty complicated, but it makes sense. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if, because, we often talk about how actors often win for their career, or
Yeah.
they win for their previous movie or what have you.
Sure.
Do you think screenwriters in this would win for the MCU as a whole?
Yeah. I don't know if the screenwriters, associated with this, I think they've maybe only done the Russo brother ones.
Yeah,
Russo
right.
brother ones, Russo's brothers ones in particular.
Russo's brothers ones.
Yeah, what do you think though? I mean, sound design, score. It's got a good score.
Does have a good score.
I remember the theme
Yeah.
now. Na 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 na. I know
Yeah.
it now.
That's a good one.
Only took 11 years.
It only took 11 years and you started me off just then. Sean Hopes has suggested that he might get the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award, which is the awarded to creative producers whose bodies of work reflect a consistently high quality of motion picture production.
And who do you give that to in particular?
Kevin Feige.
Yeah, sure. Can you give it to anybody associated with any particular
Apparently.
role?
Consistently high quality of motion picture production.
Is that the ones they give out, but they do it when nobody's looking?
I think it is, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look, as we all know, awards don't matter except for that one that we won that time. Best podcast in the
best
world.
Best podcast in the world. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All right, let's give it to Robert Downey Jr. Why not?
What, you think he can get best podcast in the world? Do you think he can take that from us?
No.
Just because you can smell doesn't mean you can be
Sorry, I
do
meant
a
the acting
podcast.
thing.
I'm not
There's no-
listening anymore. I'm already caught in this, all right? Okay, is that the show then? Oh, one more thing.
Oh, yes.
This isn't... I got a lot of messages because I got a million subscribers on YouTube.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but it's just a number. But what I do appreciate though is all
Yes.
the kind words from people,
Uh-huh.
kind words of support, and congratulations and whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
people said I've been watching for this long or listening for this long. That is really nice because it's just an arbitrary number, and subscriptions don't reflect a number of views necessarily.
true.
So you know what I mean. So all I'm saying is, Mason, it's no guarantee that I'm not going to be a massive failure at some point in the near future.
Look,
And
we can only hope, can't we? But look, I don't think you will because a little seal of approval's coming right now. Here we go.
He's doing it. He gave me a big thumbs down.
That's right.
He subscribed.
I've subscribed to your
What
YouTube
are
channel.
you subscribed to? Anything?
Couple of things.
I'd be very curious to know.
I'm subscribed to Stupid Old Channel. Of
course,
our friends
me
over at
too.
Stupid Old
Yep.
Studios. I'm subscribed to Patrick H. Willems.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I'm subscribed to Lindsay Ellis.
Yep, me too.
Auntie Donna's channel.
Yes, of course. Fantastic.
Folding Ideas.
What's that?
It's a guy called his name's Dan Olson. He talks about like movies and editing and
I'm gonna
etc.
get into that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good, real good.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's it. Those 5.
Yeah. Also, One Dapper Street, which is about clothes. There's a couple
Very
of
good.
clothes YouTube channels.
I subscribe to one that's about a guy who goes visits people who built tiny houses.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is small, but you've made great use of this space. And I'm like, it's true. They
The
really have.
tiny house investigator.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
It's like that, that show where the guy looks at the architecture house and he goes, you've been building this house for 4 years and it's just a hole in the ground.
Oh,
you must
yeah,
be
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
depressed. Yes.
Yeah, I am quite depressed now that I mention it. I could have been doing anything else with my life, but I've dug a hole and sat in the hole.
So, yeah, that's the show, though, Mason. Bring us home, Country Road.
Okie dokie. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for their suggestions in the Facebook group and on the email and on the Twitters.
I agree.
Thanks for giving us a nice review and
Yeah,
a,
that
and,
helps.
And a nice rating and a subscribing. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, I've subscribed.
Yeah.
I mean, not to our show.
You're not going to watch any of the videos, though, because then you might click on it and then you're in it.
That's right.
And that's your greatest
It's very
fear.
upsetting. Exactly. And then I get hit by a bus, as mentioned before. And that's my own fault because I'm watching a YouTube video while walking down the
Agreed.
street.
Also, people should watch the Auntie Donna channel because they're currently doing a series called Glenridge High.
Yes.
It's a series. It's been going for 8 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, it's so
And
funny.
It's very, very
Yeah, yeah.
funny.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, check that out.
Yeah. So if you want to get in contact with us, it's weeklyplanetpod@gmail and Facebook and Twitter and Bandcamp.
No more Marvel stuff. We're done.
We're done with
We're
Marvel.
closing the door.
Oh, really?
I don't care.
We'll do a couple more.
Send
commentaries.
whatever. I don't give
yeah,
a shit.
exactly. Yeah, just for that. Okay, we are probably going to review more Marvel stuff.
No, I just mean in terms of like reading out Marvel theories.
Oh, yeah,
or
cool.
whatever. I
No,
don't
we're
know
done with
whether-
that.
Yeah.
We are done with that. Let's see. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter. I'm Nick Maso, Maseau on Instagram. You're Mr.
are.
Sunday Movies everywhere.
That's right. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
The Twitter.
Yeah.
If you want, you can go to planetbroadcasting.com. Check out all the shows on the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Because Rob Collins is crushing it. He's updating it minute to minute.
He's so good.
Does he sleep? It's not important.
It's not important to us. There are no OH&S standards. There's no occupational health and safety where we live.
That's
so
right.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But also you can sign up to his newsletter at planetbroadcasting.com. You can also go to the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates official group on Facebook.
It's a great resource for going in there and just not being yelled at by racists.
It's really nice that way. It's so good in there.
Yeah.
So nice.
If you don't want that, then
Exactly.
that's probably a good place for
you
it.
can also follow Rob Collins at
Yep.
Raw Collins on Twitter and at The Weekly Planet. Let's see. We have some t-shirts on tpublic.com. Love seeing those out in the wild.
Yeah.
If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. Chuck in $1. We would appreciate that. You can go to Amazon.
Someone just put in 50 I saw the other day.
Bloody hell.
But I don't know whether this is one of those things where you cancel it before the thing, you know what I mean? I'm waiting to see what happens. And I'm
Oh,
like,
nice.
where's this going to go?
Is that enough for me to get a big sandwich?
That's a good question. I
Wait,
should
didn't
put
we
in
say a few
I
weeks
should put
ago
in a big sandwich
you were going to
tier.
get? You're going to get some sort of weird infrared therapy, and I'm going to get a
Oh,
sandwich.
yeah.
Maybe that's what I think. That's enough money to
That's
cover. both
probably
of them.
right.
It's enough to cover both of those things. So
I
thank
gotta
you,
get
whoever
that
that
infrared
was.
sauna.
Yeah.
I got to go into that weird new age sauna place.
Well, you have to now, don't you?
Oh, they're gonna be like, "Oh, hello, sir. What's your bloody chakras?" And I'll be like, "I don't do any of that shit. You fucking idiot. Get me in that
you
sauna."
say that, but then you would come out and I'll be like, "What have you been up to?" And you'll be like, "Well, I realigned my chakras," and I'll be like, "All right, no, namaste to you."
Agreed. Also, whatever gets you through, man. Whatever you
That's
believe. I
right.
don't care. Good on ya.
Well, what gets us through is we've got an Amazon affiliate link in our episode
Yes.
description. If you want to click on that, you want to buy some stuff, we get a little kickback. We'd
Gets me
appreciate
up in the
that.
morning.
That's right.
Yeah.
Big sandwiches, infrared saunas.
I get a check in the like every few months for Amazon, and I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bank." Claire, can you go to the bank? I don't want to go to the bank. Can you cash this check because Amazon don't transfer money directly for some
and
reason?
your wife's like, "I'm looking after the kid," and
And
you're
I'm
like,
like,
go
can you
to
do
the bank."
both? One time, a snail ate some of the check, and they wouldn't take it.
Wow.
And it wasn't even on the numbers, so we had to get Amazon to send another check, and I don't know where that is. Maybe the snail got it again. I don't
Maybe.
know. Yeah. Anyway, it's still good. We get around. We get around to it.
Do you have a new arch nemesis and it's a snail?
You know snails get in your letterbox, mate. I do have an arch nemesis who's fucking with my letterbox. I told you this?
Yeah, you told me about that guy.
Okay, never mind,
We'll,
yeah.
we'll talk about it off
Okay.
air. Anyway, thank you to the Brute and the Basilisk and Rackham for all our musical themes. Next week, Detective Pikachu.
Yes, that's right.
We'll talk about Detective Pikachu, so I should watch Detective Pikachu.
I agree.
I'm a little bit sad that I couldn't make it to the media screening because you got to take a photo with Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
I want to put that picture up of me. And my nephews are there, so I'll probably cover their faces. Or I'll ask my brother, and then he won't care, whatever.
Good times.
That is a great time.
All right, we'll see you next week, you guys. Grab that gem, why don't you?
Why don't you? Yeah. Bye. Oh, people have said, can we not use that anymore because to grab that gem is, it's definitively been done in the MCU. Do you have to change it? Like with the next phase of movies.
You could still grab them. They're still out there. Steal them again. Ruin a timeline, everybody.
But are you saying that catchphrases are forever, or do catchphrases have to evolve? Do you want to be that guy who's got, like, you go somewhere and people make you say the thing? They're like, oh, do the thing.
Yeah.
And you want to be don't you want to be known for something else?
No, catchphrases.
Okay.
That's my new
But the
catchphrase.
one
Catchphrases forever.
But just
And I do the Wakanda forever. But I go, catchphrases forever.
Okay, we'll start off the show next time with that.
All right. Bye, guys.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.